We're on the air. We're live. Phil. Cheers.
No.
That's right.
I opened mine before the show.
I'm drinking a key lime seltzer this week. We're getting back to the hetero.
Getting crazy.
Orange squeeze.
All
Getting
right.
back to that hetero. That's a straight drink. Is
LaCroix.
Key lime LaCroix is a
French.
man drink. Okay, let me tell you.
Anything French is manly. That's right.
Exactly. Oh man.
What do we got today? Brian has a story to tell. He went on a Brian adventure.
Oh yeah, we'll start with show and tell this week. What do you got?
Let's start with that.
I met Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Hey.
You know, I also want to show the picture. I should have sent the other picture, but I also want to show the picture I got signed. Maybe shit. Would it be unprofessional if I got up to?
Yeah, but that's our show. We were very unprofessional. So please.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get it. But how about we show the picture first?
All right, let's show the picture. There he is.
All right.
So that is me and Iron Mike Tyson.
Guns.
Two guys that don't know how to pronounce the letter S correctly. We both bonded over the fact that we have. I mean, his lisp is 10 times worse than mine, but it's there. I've thrown a punch in boxing class, and also I slur my S's.
I've done that.
Yeah, so it was fun.
I think that's where the similarities end, Brian. It's
that's the most important one. So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to get to meet him. I didn't really have that much, but I said oh, it's great to meet you. I dapped him up. He was like, yeah, good to meet you. It wasn't really a crazy conversation. I went to a sports expo in Edison, New Jersey, to see this guy and get an autograph of him personally with Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry. And I'm going to show that picture in a minute. But Mike, you got me to get the autograph with you sent me to the convention where Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden were there, and I got their autographs, and I got a picture with them too. And I have to say, I think I'm good off of sports conventions for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just the garbage that's there.
It's a lot of waiting around. You don't get a lot of time to talk to the athlete.
It's a lot of waiting, and you're waiting with just other sports nerds with bad backs, sciatica, and receding hairlines, and they're bragging I met Brett Favre in 2015. Yeah, look what I got right here. And it's just he doesn't remember you exist. Why are you bragging about this right now? It's just
he's too busy stealing money from charities in Alabama or whatever that was.
It's just there's a certain kind of creature that, and it's even sports nerdom is a little more unique. Because sports nerds are a lot of times they're dads that they can't do anything physically anymore, but they got they remember when they were able to play basketball and football on their high school team, and then they got a handy from some girl named Stacy, and because they scored the winning touchdown or they scored the winning shot, and that's what they're holding on to. And that's what they're holding on to, and they're trying to reclaim some glory by seeing Terry Bradshaw and maybe getting him to sign a picture, So I don't know. It's just there's a weird vibe at the. I'm being a real douchebag right now, but this is such a weird
what this
vibe
is,
at
Brian?
Sports conventions.
This is your dirtbag half clashing with your newfound uppity gay half. Okay, it's your identity fighting itself.
Because I've been around gays. I'm no, we're not doing. I'm straights. You're not doing this correctly. You're not doing. You're all gross. You could do this so much better. Okay, these guys have muscles. So they get spray tanned, and we're just have beer guts and a dirty fucking New York Jets t-shirt that we never wash, and just stupid tattoos. What the fuck are we doing? What the actual fuck are we doing?
Was there a single guy at the convention that owned a button up or a polo of the team they liked, or was it all just dirty t-shirts and
it was
old leather jackets? And
it was all dirty t-shirts, and I can't but there's also just nerds there too. There's people with so it almost feels like when you go to like Atlantic City and like you see people like gambling and they're just like getting like taken over by like slot machines. Like they're like they don't have any critical thinking whatsoever. Their lizard brain just goes into full gear. Like when they're like, okay, coming up, an autograph. Justin Fields is here for an autograph, and like people just like fucking lose their shit.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to think who else. Bo Jackson is here, and he's signing jerseys for
He's signing bottles of eugenics.
Eugenics, yeah.
But like they'll just announce like Bo Jackson is signing autographs for $500, and people just lose their shit, and it's like it's such an odd thing. But it was cool to meet him. I'm glad I got this picture. I was just gonna get the photo. Which
Can we talk about this picture for a second here?
Yeah.
We got to talk about, you guys are doing the pose. I like that. And he looks like he's done this pose too many thousands of times at conventions, and he's just kind of over it. Like he's trying to smile, but he like also he can't anymore.
Yeah, he definitely was like over it, and like I didn't know what else. I was starstruck when I met him, because all I could say is like, "Good, oh fuck, good to meet you," and dap him up. But like, I'm like, Jesus, this is Mike Tyson. This is Mike fucking Tyson. Like I wasn't starstruck when I took a picture with Daryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden, even though I respect them and I love their 30 for 30. But like this, I'm just like, I didn't know what to say. So it was very like we shook hands. I said hi. I was like, it's awesome to meet you. And then we just, it was like all of about like a minute, 30 seconds to a minute interaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was probably just over it. He's probably like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm fucking Mike Tyson.
Another lame suburban white boy.
And, yeah, exactly. And I'm going to take $150 of your money.
Exactly. I used to own tigers and now I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, like, and like, there's also, I mean, because of so many legendary stories of him losing his shit, there's also like, I didn't want to like try to make a joke, you know, or like just be like, hey, like I'm gonna protect my ears, you know.
That would have
been a great picture if I just protected my.
Oh my god!
But like any smart aleck or smart ass in me, like kind of turned off when you're in his presence, because I'm like, oh yeah, if you piss him off, he may just.
He's life threatening.
I feel like that scene in The Hangover. He did that on purpose to make people afraid of him again.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
that's a great scene where he just knocks him out, no warning whatsoever.
He's playing the what's the song that Phil Collins?
Oh, in the air of the night. Yes. Yeah.
He was in a movie called Black and White, and Robert Downey Jr. was in it, and he slaps Robert Downey Jr. in the face, and I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. took the slap or they faked it, but it was from Mike Tyson. That had to be like scary. If you're an actor, I don't care how much you're into this. Yeah, so
you know what?
Whacked him across the face.
You know what else is kind of crazy? He's like surprisingly short. Like he's fit he's still fit as fuck. Like he's still brolic as fuck. Like you'd be like, okay, yeah, you would never, try to test this guy for a minute, but like he's kind of short. I want to say he's like 5'8" or like.
I don't know boxing the way you know boxing, Brian. So answer this question for me based off what you just said. Isn't it better in boxing to be a little bit shorter and kind of stockier than tall and lanky like in other sports?
I don't know boxing. I do know of this club in Hell's Kitchen called Boxers.
Right. Yeah.
With a lot of hot men.
That's true. Yeah, have you
so
been
I do
lately?
know that, but no, I mean, I honestly don't know. I would imagine. I mean, it's better to have reach.
Yeah,
it's better to have. Yeah, so like, I guess if you're like tall and lanky, but you have reach and you can like move around, then that's actually technically better. But like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not like an aficionado, so I do love boxing, but like, that's kind of a hard question for me to like.
Legitimately answer. I don't know the answer at all. So, all right, go get your other picture. I'll continue with the show and tell with Mike. All right, so Mike, if you want to take a look here, if we're doing show and tell, this isn't nearly as cool. But if you right over here, if you look behind my shoulder, you see how there's
crutches.
There's crutches.
Oh, wait, let me take the Mike Tyson thing down. There we go. Now we can see.
Yeah, I have been.
You've been
today. I walked around I hobbled around my neighborhood to walk my dog twice, and that's the only walking I've done since the day after our last week's recording. I took one at work. Being an idiot. And you know how like there's the street level and there's sidewalk level? Well,
Yes.
I thought that my next step was going to put me onto the sidewalk, and it didn't.
I've been there.
And this is the worst ankle sprain in my entire life. And this is a bad ankle that I have that I messed up. And I could not stand for the first like 2 days, and I couldn't walk until last night.
When
and
we
even
went-
now, it's still like a pathetic, limpy hobble.
Right. We went to the Yankee game, and because of your injury, we got these amazing handicaps.
Oh, that's right. You were with me for that. I forgot because I was
were
doing a little
awesome.
drinking with our friend
Yeah.
Ryan there. I
Those
managed to
seats were
somehow.
amazing.
Yeah, I managed to somehow schlep all the way from my apartment in fairly deep Brooklyn on the 4 train to the Bronx, and the elevators at Yankee Stadium were broken. So my girlfriend who was with me, she helped get me down the stairs, and then we sat in the handicap section on the terrace level, which those are some good seats, man. I'm doing that again. Handicap. Let's go.
They lost. It was cold and rainy, but I had fun because we were there.
Oh, it was
I'm
good. It was
glad I
good to get
entered
to a game
into
again.
part of the conversation where Phil talked about taking seating away from handicap spectators.
Dude, hold on.
Girlfriend, me,
I want to. First of all, I wasn't taken away. I was on crutches last week when I was there. So,
But first of all, I respect it. Okay, that seemed like me wagging my finger, but I'm like, you know what? You went for it. There
you're
was an
openly
open seat.
anti-handicap people. You don't want to see them at ball.
I'm openly, if you can, fake it and take a seat.
Like Larry David.
Go ahead
And
do
also,
it.
too, it's if you've been to any major ballpark or an arena that's built in the last 20 years, there's an entire ring of handicap seats, and you rarely ever see anybody in them. So I didn't feel bad at all. And it's not like we had great seats. We were above like right field. It's not like I was taking prime seats away from an actual.
But because
handicap
you were on crutches, they let you sit in a handicap seat. I guess that's fair.
Well, they put seats out, right? Because when people next to us left, there was like an older couple. I don't know what was wrong with them. They looked fine to me. Maybe they were just old.
They're just old.
I mean, I get
That
it.
was their handicap.
But they took the empty seats away, and it's not like they're movable. So maybe they go, oh, what do you got? You're because if you're with somebody who's, let's say, in a wheelchair or something like that, obviously they're not going to sit in a chair. They got to take the seats out. But you're going to be coming with families, so yeah, they're going to give you extra seats. So I guess they're in all seriousness, they probably know that abled people are going to be sitting there too.
So I'll explain it actually, because we were looking at the seats before the game, and it says there's a caption when you click that on the map on the ticket website where it basically says like these seats are intended for people with disabilities and their companions. So because you guys are all with me and there was clearly a set of crutches there, no one said anything to us. By the way, we should have. I was about to say.
That's the hack.
We should have Phil on crutches for like every single game we go to. So it's just like we're just all hammered, and we're like, oh, we're companions. God damn it!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing a good deed by helping.
What happened was too, I was hobbling through the security line to get in, and they just kept opening the barricade for me. I got through the security line with Kelly in like less than 2 minutes because they just felt bad for me. So that's the hack: to show up on crutches to a ball game, and you go right to the front. But no, I really did need them this week, though. I couldn't walk for like 4 days. It sucked.
They had a Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium now, they have all new like food menu stuff. I got a great sausage and pepper sandwich.
How much was it? $38?
Something like that. Yeah. It's paying for the money they still owe Stanton. And then they have tiramisu and a helmet. And then specifically, Phil, I forgot to tell you about this. They have cereal with water in a helmet. So
do they really?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
I was waiting all week to get that joke.
It's like you're in the Bronx. Eat like you're actually hood. Like that'd be the tagline.
No, but I would have gotten I wanted the tiramisu in the helmet, but like that food line was ridiculous. Like it was one line is for burgers, hot dogs, and chicken fingers. That was down the entire stadium, and then like the sausage and peppers line was like. I was like, all right, I'll just look at that, So,
well, you're an Italian guy. You like your Italian sausage.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, it was good, but yeah, it was like.
Depending on the weather, certain types of food lines are longer or shorter at the stadium. I feel like the ice cream line was probably a little short that night because it was brutal. It was like high 40s and like windy and like off and on rain. It sucked.
I had the jacket I had is like this nice Yankee jacket that my mom was nice enough to give me one Christmas, but it's out of date already because it's from like 2008 or 7, and it says 26 championships. So I was waiting for some idiot to go, oh, he's got an out-of-date jacket. It's 27. You're not a fan. But somebody else had a similar jacket, so I was like, all right, I'm cool.
Dude, most
It was
like
warm.
most Bridget and Tunnel Yankee fans can't even count that high. Okay, don't even worry about that. You know, it's I'm a Yankee fan, but I don't associate with the dirtbag wing.
Yeah,
You know, the ones who like to show up and start fights with old women who are in the opposing gear or whatever.
That makes sense because Giuliani's a huge Yankee fan, as we know, and then they had that whole 4 seasons debacle with the press conference. So he's not really the sharpest tool in the shed. So that makes sense.
Exactly.
Hey, real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, the picture. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're done with my handicappedness.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Hold on, Brian. Brian, you got to glare, buddy, because of your ring light.
Tilt a little.
Yeah, you got to tilt it. There you go. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Cool.
Lift
and
it
they
up
signed
higher.
that.
Let me hold on.
Yeah. See, now that is worth going to get something like that.
And now Doc signed it, Daryl
Yeah.
signed it, and Mike Tyson signed it too as well.
You got to get the guy.
Did you bring that with you, or was that like available for purchase there?
So it was available for purchase. The first time I went to see Doc and Daryl, it was available for purchase. I was like, because I didn't know what to do, and I was like, I'm going to get the. At first, I was just going to get like whatever signed by them, but then I saw this photo, and I was like, I gotta get it, and it was like $20. So I was like, yeah, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, you gotta get Mike Tyson to sign, and I was like, yeah, I don't feel like he does autograph signings at all. And someone was like, oh no, he does it all the time, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll keep an eye out. And then
so you collected that over time. You didn't just get that at one spot.
No. This was I got this in like I want to say like late February, early March. I got it signed by Doc and Daryl, and then like I saw that Mike Tyson. I was like, what are the fucking chances that Mike Tyson's going to be in fucking Edison, New Jersey, of all places? So, because I thought he was too big of a star to like want to like go to these expos, and I was like, okay, I guess he needs some money. I mean, he's willing to fight Logan Paul, at age 60? Like, yeah, I think Iron Mike might be hurting for cash.
He probably got a lot of Logan Paul comments, right?
But I love this picture because, and I know the glare might not be great, but like, we make so many jokes about the '86 Mets like being high on cocaine or whatever, and if you can see this photo, like Darryl Strawberry's face, like he literally cannot feel his face.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
His face.
It was a light tap, but from Tyson, that's like Superman punching.
Numb.
Yeah. That it reminds, like, they had the famous picture of Muhammad Ali where he's pretending to punch the Beatles. So maybe they were like, yeah, let's do the same with Tyson.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
the lighting a little bit, but anyway,
that's amazing.
Right. That's dope, man. That's cool.
That's a New York picture if I ever saw one. That's
so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get it framed, and then I think I'm gonna try to sell it for like, I don't know, like I don't know if I'm gonna sell it. I think I might want to keep it as a keepsake, but like,
hang it up.
Yeah, I might just hang it up, but then like if I ever need it, like I feel like I could sell it for at least like $12. Yeah, $12. You fucking idiot.
$1,200. You probably can get it graded or authenticated.
$12 whole dollars.
$12 whole dollars.
All right.
I got it authenticated. Yeah. So that's the other thing. So if you're one of the 2 people that watch this podcast and you have a good offer, hit me up.
Kathy Rabideau.
Is Kathy Rabideau gonna
what's our friend who commented last week, Brian? The guy you liked? What was his name?
Oh, what's his name?
Rusty Cunts.
Rusty Cunts, yeah.
Rusty, if you want that picture, Brian's selling it.
Rusty, make an offer.
All right, so let's get to the reactionary part of the show. I know you guys have a couple ads or whatever. I didn't do any of the sourcing this week, so
So we
Mike, what do you got?
All right, so because I pulled this last minute because of the Tyson photo. I found a Tyson commercial that we haven't done yet. This one is from Japan. I think the captions will appear. We'll see. I don't know, but let's see this one from Japan with Mike Tyson.
挑戦者は誰だ レザータフディーゼルにターボ新登場タイソンパワーさらに強くトヨタトラック
So, look, I don't want to make fun of other countries at all. And
I
you
do.
know,
We're about to.
Okay, you can do that, but like, he really kind of did a voice there a little bit.
Oh,
right?
he did an Asian accent. They were
he
like,
went
hey, Mike,
Yeah.
you got to
really-
Asian it up a little bit.
He leaned into it. Yeah.
How many takes do you think that took him to do it without laughing?
I think,
I mean,
you know what I think happened? I think
Eight
the
or
people
nine.
filming this commercial, they only needed 2 takes, but for their own enjoyment, they made him do it like 50 different times. like, like, what other opportunity are you going to get to have Iron Mike Tyson do a very offensive Asian?
Yeah. The captains didn't
We're gonna
come
make
out.
it. It was like you know, the story of Stanley Kubrick when he made Shelley Duvall like swing the bat in The Shining like 67 times.
Oh,
Like they probably were like, not quite good enough, Mike. Why don't you try one where you pull back your eyes a little bit? How about that?
you know, either that
Yeah.
or they said, "Hey, say Tyson power," and he was doing it to like make fun of them and be racist, and they just didn't notice.
Yeah,
That would be funny too.
Could be. Toyota. Hey, if you
There's
put
also
an A-
nothing in this dump truck. This has been driving me
No.
crazy. The whole every
Yeah.
replay you've done of this white dump truck. Pause on this next go through there, Mike.
Yeah.
They're showing this, Toyota truck with the Tyson power, and look at that. They're not dumping anything. It's just
Nothing's
showing,
coming
I
out.
guess, how
No.
flexible the truck is. I don't know.
Well, as I was saying, I thought the captions would come out. If you go on YouTube, you can see the translation. I mean, it didn't burn into the video, so I don't know what they're
No.
saying. We'd have to check
Saying Tyson
Google
power.
Translate or something, but yeah, we know that part. You put Google Translate up to the thing, and it'll translate everything. But when it gets to Tyson power, they're like, "What is he saying?" He's got a lisp. I don't know what that is. I don't know. What that. I like how we're making fun of Mike Tyson when he can easily kill us just by flicking us. With
I
his
mean,
Oh
finger.
yeah,
you can-
no,
you-
he's
you- anyone who makes fun of Mike Tyson acknowledges that he would destroy them.
He would destroy them.
Yeah.
So
That's why you do it behind his back when he's not around, and where he can't hurt you, and you don't do it when you meet him in Edison, New Jersey, with a bunch of other fat dads with sciatica. That's what that.
Yeah.
Time
what
and place,
percentage of those fat dads you think look at him and they're like, "Yeah, he's a little older. I can take him now." Like you know, they're at least like 10% of those.
think
people.
I could beat Mike Tyson, yeah.
Here's the thing. With other states, it might be like a quarter, but like with New Jersey, it's like 50%. It's like 50%
50 to 60,
of
yeah.
50% of like Italian dads. Like, he's kind of a little soft. He's getting a little pudgy right now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they got the chicken parm sauce on their shirt, and they're like, "Yeah, I was gonna take Mike Tyson."
Yeah.
They got the Tommy Cutlet sauce on their shirt right there.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next, Mike?
All right, this one, I think I remember this as a kid. This is Tommy Lasorda, for Slim Fast. Speaking of Italians, Tommy Lasorda for Slim Fast. Let's take a look. Okay, it froze. Okay, it still froze.
Do these drinks still exist, by the way?
That was me, Tommy Lasorda, before I lost 30 pounds in 3 months on the Ultra Slim Fast plan. It's even easier to have my shake because Ultra Slim Fast comes ready to drink in cans. Losing weight has never been so convenient. Wherever I am, I can have my shake. Ah, icy cold and delicious. Who says you can't take it with you?
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Where was he going, by the way? Just left.
I don't know, but like I feel like that's not just Slim Fast. That's like, that's that stomach has been stapled multiple times, like to try to like get that back in. I mean, like look how far we've come. Nowadays, it would just be Ozempic. It would be like you just shoot up Ozempic, you shoot drugs that we don't know the side effects at all, but they give us very quick results, and we're happy about that. But like back then, you had to drink a chocolate milkshake and pretend like it was good for you, and then
Pretty much. I think the trick with Slim Fast, if I remember what my mother told me, is that it just makes you go to the bathroom, and you're just losing water weight.
is that what it is?
Okay, so
I
so
think.
Laxative in a can.
Gotcha, it's
Okay.
Yeah. It's like coffee, you know. Have 8 cups of coffee, and then you look like Tommy Lasorda in a suit.
Yeah, and you'll be cracked out, and your teeth will be yellow too.
You'll be great.
You'll be disgusting. You'll look like you're a crackhead, but you'll be the most functional crackhead. You'll be a crackhead with a 9-to-5 job. If you drink 8 cups of coffee.
Oh, and also too, I just realized, Brian, it said on the bottom of the screen, use as directed with our weight plan. So in other words, it's not just like you said a minute ago. It's not just the drinks. It's you know, you have to.
But again, that's
exactly
how far
what they
we've
said.
come. We don't need a weight plan anymore. We just need the drug called Ozempic, and who knows what awful thing is going to happen to us from using it. I don't use it. I'm fat.
Right.
I just accept that I'm a fat piece of shit. I know what I have to do not to be a fat piece of shit, and I'm not doing it. I just understand what I have to do, and I just choose not to do it because I'm lazy. But you know what? This Tommy Lasorda commercial inspired me. I'm like, all I have to do is drink Slim Fast, and then I'll be good, and then I'll have a 6-pack in no time.
Whose locker room is he in? Because that's not the Dodgers locker room. He just breaks in the locker rooms looking for Slim Fast that are on ice in a cooler, and then he just leaves. And he's like, "You could take it with you." And he's walking around in a suit and Slim Fast. That's how you roll in the 80s, because you had to bring your endorsements with you wherever you go. So.
And he's all like, "You can take it with you." I feel like that's one of those drinks that's like too embarrassing to take most places. You wouldn't want to take your Slim Fast into public.
You're not going to be like, "Hey, I'm just bringing my Slim Fast out, like just into this cocktail party right now."
Because you're acknowledging that you're a fat piece of shit if you're rolling up with a Slim Fast, right?
Yeah.
I like that. He's like,
I can have my shake. Icy cold and
he's got like smoker lung. Nice and smooth.
That would be great if he's just like chain smoking, like just like Camels or like Newports, and then he's like, "Oh, Slim Fast, it keeps me young, keeps me."
Now in marinara.
He's just blowing. He's drinking Slim Fast through like the hole in his neck.
He's pouring it in the
He pours in
he's just chain smoking. He's like Slim Fast. That would have been a better commercial. That would have been a better endorsement.
I would have
for
listened.
Slim Fast.
If he puts the straw into the hole and then drinks
He
it through
puts
the
the
hole.
straw through the hole.
All right.
That took a dark turn there.
It took a turn. Let's throw this one. This is a very short, quick promo. I found some guy. He's got all his commercials, so I don't want to take all from his channel, but I did find this one. This is Don Mattingly for Saturday Night Live. If it plays, what the hell with this new way of uploading?
On October 17th, you have 2 choices. You can watch the season premiere of Saturday Night Live with Steve Martin and Sting, or you can watch the World Series without me. Think about it.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Honestly, I mean, especially considering Saturday Night Live was like originally just such a New York centric show.
Right.
A great ad.
Yeah.
Great ad. No notes.
No notes.
He's rocking a killer porn stash right now.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like he probably could get so much tail in the 70s. He was Don Mattingly, so of course. Yeah, that's definitely.
Wasn't he more 80s? Wasn't he more late 80s?
80s. Mattingly was
he late 80s?
84 to 95.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Saturday Night Live was like mid to late 70s, so that makes sense.
Well, this is premiere, whatever season this is a premiere. We'd have to look it up what season Steve Martin and Sting hosted the first episode, but clearly he's saying, "Hey, we're the Yankees and we're not in the World Series again." So it's a nice little zinger there to Steinbrenner. A little self-deprecating. Sure, Steinbrenner called him to the office after that and told him to shave something, but yeah.
Actually, you're right, Phil. It was 87. I just Googled it.
I just Googled that too. Yeah, it's 87.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what they placed that year. They might have been in third. I don't know.
Yeah. It will also too back then. That was your options. It was either the Home Shopping Network. It was the World Series on one channel or SNL on the other channel. Like there was only like 4 channels or whatever on TV. So
the World Series wouldn't be on. It would be over by the time SNL started, right? Unless they're on the West Coast, right? If it's a West Coast game, they would, because SNL starts at 11:30. So
yeah, you're right.
'87 was what? The Cardinals and the Twins?
I was 1 year old, man. I have no idea. All right. Either way, that was fun. A well-dressed Donnie, young Donnie.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else, Mike? Or are we?
Yeah, we got two more. We can
Okay.
squeeze them in. Let's do. This will be a fun one. This is an anti-drug commercial with Keith Moreland from the Chicago Cubs. I don't know why StreamYard is messing me up like this. Don't forget StreamYard. Get your.
The following message is furnished by Major League Baseball in cooperation with the Players Association.
You know, on every pitch, I have less than 1/3 of a second to make the right choice. That's why I would never abuse my reactions. That's a game-saving decision. As a teenager, you also make decisions, and one of these can be life-saving. Don't let drugs ruin your ability to make decisions.
Take a big leaguer's advice.
Make the right choice. Say no to drugs. Baseball cares about you and your family.
Yeah, sure. That outro music is. I want to sample that. Make
It sounds like the Warriors. If you ever watched the Warriors.
Yeah. I like this. I like this trick camera shot where he hits the ball, even though he didn't hit the ball at all. Boop, looks right at the camera.
You know,
rehearse that for 3 days.
the thing with these anti-drug ads is that they're always done so like dorky to where they make drugs just sound more fun.
Yeah.
Every anti-drug ad, they're all like low budget and like don't do drugs, kids. Like there's never any. They're never cool.
Well, like also
You
too,
know?
like what if you don't like baseball? You're not athletic whatsoever. Like,
exactly.
if you're not athletic. It's like, hey, you know why you shouldn't do drugs? Because then you can't play for the Chicago Cubs. And like, you know, a zit-faced kid is saying like, I can't play for the Chicago Cubs anyway. You know, I'm listening to goth music right now. Like, like I would say like that definitely. Probably makes kids who already were smoking pot want to smoke pot more.
Yeah,
Be like, I have no choice.
Right. Exactly, because there's always that one guy who's like, "Well, baseball's boring," but you know what's not boring? Doing
LSD.
lines.
Yeah, doing mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
maybe if the outfielder took some steroids, he would have caught that ball. So this doesn't help the anti-drug. It wouldn't have been a walk-off. You know, and they don't
even get him hitting a home run. They get him hitting like a gapper.
A gapper. It's like it looks like a walk-off. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, you know, they didn't
want to pay for the home run footage. Yeah, that's pretty lame.
You got major league ball players don't do drugs, and they're putting whatever into their arm back in the 80s, 90s.
Oh yeah, I mean,
baseball
like
cares about you and your family. No, they don't, because if they cared about me and my family, it wouldn't be $49 for 2 hot dogs at a ball game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then of course you have the 86 Mets, which are like, you know what, we're gonna we see you, Keith Moreland, and we counter this. We counter this offer.
We don't believe.
We counter this offer hard.
They need to say no to drug ads just for the players first.
No, they're like actually.
Then we'll worry about the public.
They're like, did Keith Moreland ever go to the World Series? No,
exactly.
Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry.
Cool as us.
It's like, you want a good example for the kids. We're the champs.
Yeah,
both on and off the field.
Women, drugs.
If Keith Hernandez never did cocaine on the Cardinals, then the Mets would have never acquired him. So, sometimes cocaine
good things happen
lead you onto a very prosperous journey. That's what.
Wow,
that's what you should take from that, kids.
If you want to write your script faster or play pro ball, I got some magic powder for you, kids. All right.
Oh, by the way, too, I just also quickly Googled Keith Moreland. You know his nickname is Zonk. Did you know that?
I never heard of it.
Sounds like the most druggy name possible.
Yeah, he's Zonk.
It's literally like when you get like too messed up, like you say you like zonked out. Like it's that's a good point. It's just funny to me. It's just the irony of just like an anti-drug guy, and it's like, oh, what's his nickname? Oh, it's Stoned. It's Stoned. Like his nickname is just Stoned. Yeah. His nickname is Twisted. Okay, we good old Mr. Shitface here says no to drugs. Okay,
he's a cut. All right. We got one more. This is, I believe, is it 7-Eleven? Yeah, 7-Eleven special is from 1973. Special 7-Eleven baseball player cups. So let's take a look at this.
It's a whole new ball game.
Trading cups at 7-Eleven. Buy a Slurpee, oh thank heaven. Trading cups gonna have a ball. Trading cups gonna get them all. Oh thank heaven for 7-Eleven's baseball trading cups.
Slurp your way back into the pages of baseball history with 7-Eleven's new trading cup idea. Baseball Hall of Fame stars. 20 of the game's former greats on baseball trading cups. We have a new batch of today's superstars, too. So come on down to participate in 7-Elevens and slurp yourself a stack of stars. They're great!
Trading cups, you got them here. Trading cups, there's more this year. Slurpee cups, have a ball. Slurpee cups, get them all. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven's baseball trading cups.
They're free with a 20-cent Slurpee.
20 cents Slurpee.
Damn.
So I didn't realize. I guess this isn't a real commercial. It was
That was
like
a radio ad.
A radio ad, and somebody
Yeah.
edited these pictures to it.
Well, credit to whoever that was. I don't know what channel you got that from, but that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I want to see something.
That's a level of like sports nerdom and like autism that like just combined itself together. It's just like, this is what my powers can do. I can make this YouTube video free.
This is one of the guys you saw at the convention getting autographs. This is
that guy was definitely there. That guy was definitely
yeah.
there trying to like hunt down like what the fuck is his name?
Lou Brock.
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig.
So these are on eBay, and they're not terribly expensive.
They're still on eBay?
Oh, any rare oddity, I always go on eBay to see, like, you know, if people are trying to sell them. There's a lot of these in eBay, and they're not terribly expensive. Like a stack of them are like $20-$30. These are cool. Trainer. I kind of want to get one of these now. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, that's
wait, this guy, I always love this name. Ever hear this guy? Pie Trainer, the Hall of Fame Pie Trainer. Trains you at tossing pies.
Pie Trainer.
Pie Trainer. Yeah, these are. I'm trying to. Most of these we can recognize, but let me see. Stan Musial. There was one.
Well, all these are like old school school Hall of Famers.
So I don't know who that. I can't read the name on that last one. Bill Dickey, Yogi Berra, obviously, but I don't know who. I can't read that name. I don't know. I think that's Yogi on the Mets too. Yeah, it is Yogi on the Mets. They gave him a Mets hat.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Guy Cobb, Walter Johnson, John McGraw, Pie Trainer. Yeah, I don't know who that. I didn't even see him up here. Well, anyway, yeah, 1973. So that's a long time ago. Strangely enough, doesn't feel like it.
52 years ago, right? Is that the math? I think it is.
I think it's like 52, 53 years ago. Yeah.
These are kind of cool. I like these.
They're plastic, right? They're not.
I don't have like jokes about this. I'm just fascinated. You know, like I just, you know, these are cool. I don't know.
Oh, that is somebody in the Yankees. Okay, so who?
There's definitely someone at the Edison Sports Expo convention.
They also they have color versions of this too, because the ones that we have are like an orange and white scale. I'm looking at the ones in eBay. There's ones that are like full color too.
I want to figure out who this guy in the Yankees is. But it looks like it says Red Ruffing. Maybe that's who. Maybe it is Red Ruffing, the pitcher. Yeah, Emmanuel. I know his first name, but it's Red Ruffing, the pitcher. I think he was like an early famous before Mariano Rivera. There was Red Ruffing. I think he was a relief pitcher at some point on Murderers Row, something like that. He was a pitcher.
Charles Herbert Red Ruffing. Does it look like it says Charles Herbert on that? Or Herbert?
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, Charles. I see Charles. Charles. I guess that's either Herbert or Red, but Red Ruffing. Because the signature I see says Red Ruffing. But I think he, like back then, you know, you would pitch like 4 innings. There wouldn't be a setup, man, which is so arbitrary. You know, they would be like, all right, the starter's tired, or we got to get another guy out there. And they would, as long as they're not doing lefty-righty stuff, you just through the last 4 innings.
Well, and if you go back even further, they just had starting pitchers, and you just pitched the game, no matter how. And if you look at some of the baseball reference, some of those old games, dudes were throwing like 220 pitches a game and stuff like that. You know,
like Walter Johnson. Yeah. It's unbelievable what they and they say the players now are stronger. Well, go pitch 200 innings.
When you're only throwing 80 miles an hour, you can throw 200 because you don't want to blow your arm out. You have to go work at the tire factory in the off season. Okay, it was a different game, man. You can't compare it.
Working the coal mine. Guys even lift weights. They just their off season job kept them in shape. Yeah. Smashing rocks and building bridges and whatever,
Back when men were men.
This was fun. This was a good batch of hilarity. And that's a great picture by Brian. Getting all 3 of those signatures is really cool. I bet I meant to ask, did they have, I bet, because I always see this at the card shows, the Mike Tyson video game picture of Mike Tyson in the ring with Mario, and that's always autographed. People always trying to sell that. So I bet they were trying to sell those or get people are trying to get that autographed.
One quick story. I mean, they also Evander Holyfield was there, and like there was like the Evander
that must have been awkward.
I mean, there was a combo. You could have paid to like have like a picture of both of them in the same frame together, and like that would have also, that would have to bite the ear, like to like just like give a little nibble. That definitely costs extra.
If they had like little like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield like gummy ears, like a candy, that'd be great marketing. They do have that.
That would be amazing.
Weed gummies. Tyson made like weed gummies and their little ears. Yeah, no, for real. Look that up.
No.
Yeah, look that up. Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know if they still sell them, but he was selling them on his website. Let me see. Tyson weed ear gummies.
Oh, you're not kidding. Oh man, I just learned this now.
Mike Bites. Yeah. So wait,
Mike Bites. They're ear shaped weed.
Let me see if I can upload a quick photo. This is going to be the best photo, but let me.
Oh my goodness! They say you learn something every day. Of all the things that I thought I was going to learn today, I didn't think I'd be learning about this. I gotta say,
we gotta talk about this on the next pod. Oh,
I got a picture. Wait, I want to see.
And it's half bitten ears too.
Oh my god!
They have bites out of them. Yeah, Mike Bites.
Wait, show me the picture.
I got the wheel of death spinning here now. But even when he fought Jake Paul, he was like biting his glove or something.
I wonder what the dosage is on those. As somebody who from time to time gets down like that,
it's probably the highest possible dose. If it's Mike Tyson, it's probably the highest possible dosage.
It's like 120 milligrams per ear.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I don't think.
Oh no, 10 each. It says 10 each. That'll put you in a good mood.
Mike Tyson doesn't seem like someone who does things in moderation.
They look delicious.
They do look delicious.
Mike, I want so badly to have you try one of these. I want to be there with you.
I kind of like. I don't really eat edibles or smoke weed at all, but like I kind of want to try one of these and just like zoot out.
If one of you can locate a bag, I will totally. We'll hang out one day and we'll do that. I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't partake in this kind of stuff, but if it's like a one, then it might be worth it once. Like if Snoop Dogg said, "You want to smoke with me?"
I would give you a half of one, Mike, just to start out with.
Yeah,
somebody who doesn't.
Paranoid, silly.
I could probably do 2 or 3 of these, but if I really wanted to, have a good time. But for you,
I would do it. I would probably do it. Yeah, no, you
probably get the giggles.
Yeah, edibles are very, very strong. Like, and this is and a Mike Tyson edible. Like, that's like it's gonna knock you the fuck out.
It's like a rhino tranquilizer. Yeah.
That should be the slogan on the front of the bag. It's gonna knock you the fuck out.
There you go. $1 million idea.
There you go. All right. This has been fun and informative. Good times. That's all I got.
We'll see you next week.
More about the bites on next week.
Hell yeah,
peace, guys. I'll see you later.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Peace.